Man, sorry. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Trying to find a pocket square to match this Bitcoin tie. Seriously, no, I'm just joking. Or am I? No, but I had to take a pee. Right when I was ready to go, I had to pee. It's always like, man, I had to go back. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for being awesome and being a part of this live stream. May God bless you all for jumping on in. Let's take a look at what happened to Bitcoin this morning. They went for a quick liquidity grab. Seemed like they grabbed anything they could. There's still some liquidity down here on BOOKMAP at 85,000. I looked at 52, right? At 85,200 for BTC. Critical times for Bitcoin. 85,000 could still be touched as we're getting a bounce off the 1 hour 200 MA. We're going to show you exactly what happened, how it happened, and break it down for you. I was long last night, got crushed, man. Dang, man, I'm pissed that we didn't get this pump to the upside, but we'll take a look. We'll see what happens. We didn't lose the 4 hour 200 MA, so I still got a long open. I'm still in the trade, so I'm not out. I didn't get beat up yet. You know, we'll see where it goes, but we're hanging on by a thread here for sure. You know what I mean? But we got a bounce, and we're going to break it down. We'll show you exactly what happened. So today we got a dump. They attempted to lose the 200 MA again on the 4 hour time frame, but they brought it back up. Had we closed the candle below that 4 hour 200 MA, my goodness, golly gee, oh my, it would have been pain, oh pain. And this kind of has like a head and shoulder pattern. We had the beautiful flag that was forming, and they're toying with this bottom trend line now. It's, man, like every time something looks somewhat good, they're playing games, right? And so let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame too as well. It bounced exactly off the 200 MA. Basically, the 200 MA was like, oh, I'm going to catch you. And why does that happen? Well, I'm going to teach you a story today. I actually thought about this and philosophized a great answer for you. I'm going to be able to break down exactly what's going on here, why there's this behavior, and what it means. All right, why did this happen? I actually can teach you why and explain to you exactly what's going on here with BTC. It goes back into history. We might as well just tell you the story now. So it goes back into history. So when we break down history, right, the people that were there first, some settlers move in and then new settlers move in 30 to 40 to 50 years, what families have the control? The families that got there first, right? And you're like, what is he saying? Just hear me out. I'm going to take you on a yarn here. A yarn is a story. Just listen. So together, right, they all show up at the same place. It gives them that power because over time, they're more established. When you're more established, you get to own the shops. You get to make the money, right? So like people that get to the new world first, the new money becomes the old money. And then the people that show up have to work their way into society, right? Traders are the same way. When trading first started, it was moving averages. And guys literally would wait for moving averages. And when they came, they would buy at them. They didn't have these software. They didn't have, it was literally a call in or a write into the, but they were still writing down. They were actually computing it themselves, doing the math and writing the line every day. And they were drawing this line as it came out. When they saw a price came to it, they said that might be interesting. And price would bounce off that line because men would buy the moving average in the 1960s and 50s. You see what I'm saying? Even maybe in the 30s. And so as this started to progress and it got integrated into the digital formation of how we use indicators, lo and behold, the bots took hold because old guys right now don't want to stare at the charts anymore. They're trading bots and the bots are telling them what's happening. And they're so a bunch of bots reacted to the 200 MA because that's how we traded in the past. So I'm just giving you, when I trade the 200 MA here, and I show you how, look, we didn't lose the 1 hour here. We barely, oh man, we almost lost it there, but it's trying to hold us down. Kind of a head and shoulder pattern too. Interesting times to be alive. Bitcoin holding 86,000 after that bounce down to 85,750. And still an idea that, the bearish idea is this could be a bear flag. It's not out of perspective here. Like I've seen, if you've seen it happen, then it's possible, right? Who here hasn't seen this happen? I've seen this happen. So you do whatever makes you happy. But I mean, I've seen this happen. So you got to say 73,659 is possible. If you've seen this before, I've seen a bear flag like this break down. It's happened. It wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that. It wouldn't be the most insane thing. Like, oh, that's something that never happens. So you got to look at stuff like that and take it for what it is. All right. So right off the bat, bang. That's the first thing that I'm looking at is, this could be a bear flag. I always like to see, if I'm bullish, I want to see the bear scenario. I don't want to be overly bullish and not look at anything that could hurt me. I'm going into war. I may come out alive. If I come out alive, I got to pay attention. Coming out alive means I'm gaining the gains. I'm making gains. I'm going in to treachery. This is high risk work here that I do every single day. All of us do. You must stay heavily focused and disciplined. The second you lose the focus and discipline, they will catch you up. The second you let your emotions get the best of you, they will catch you up. The second you don't stick to the plan that you set, they will catch you up. 3 things you must do. You must stick to the plan. That means you must have a plan before you trade. Number 1, what is your plan? Number 2, the best way that I do to handle it, I look at the trade. I'm going to go 1,000 for 3,000, 3,000 for 9,000. I look at my account. Say I have a $5,000 account. I grew it to 8,000. All right. And I'm sitting there and I look at it and I go, okay, now I want to go 1,000 for 3,000, which really would be against the rules. But if you have a bigger nut behind you and you're growing a small amount, so be it. And you could say, okay, I want to go 1,000 for 3,000 here. And you're like, well, what would happen to my account? My account will go to 7,000. I've taken from 5 to 8. I'd still be up 2K. And then I'd go back to being more conservative. I could take the hit. Okay. Now, if you wake up and you lose a G, you have to just be like, well, I said that was going to happen. And you just, it shouldn't be an emotional move. You should be able to just shrug it off. And it stings for a second. No one likes to lose money, but you're going to lose as you win. You're going to develop what's called a P&L. What's part of a P&L? The L. There's an L in a P&L. I've never met a trader that has a P and, you know, I mean, I'm trying to think of funny, but, you know, a P and P, a profits and profits. Every trader I know has a P and L. I don't know about you. You know, my bot, fine. My bot has a P and P. My bot's out of control, but it doesn't make tons of money. It's very conservative, and it has to think its way out of high intense situations that would rack our brains and hurt us, and we would probably not be able, and the bot never has to sleep. So it can get itself out at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I mean, me and you, we got to go to bed. So the bot has an edge on us because it can scan the market without never stopping. It never has to stop. And because Bitcoin 24/7 really works well for a bot. You know, I don't know how well the bot would do with the weekend trade. You know, you might have to reset it every week. I don't know. But because Bitcoin's 24/7, it just kind of, it's a treadmill of time. Anyway, let's get back into the long-term ideas here for Bitcoin. This is the weekly time frame, right? And pretty volatile for a Thursday morning, if you ask me. You know, liquidity grab Thursday morning down to the bounce off the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame. Almost losing the 200 MA on the 4 hour too as well. So we got this swing low to swing low, which is an uptrend. On the RSI, it's a downtrend. To all the new people here, I've been showing this every day for probably 20 days straight or more. But this is hidden bullish divergence. I use this wick as the entry of impulse to the next wick, and I have a Fibonacci retracement down to the 618.65, which to me is the golden pocket, and that's not a coincidence. I showed you guys last time where I've seen this before. It was exactly very similar. We had this swing down to swing up, but the RSI swung down, this swung up. I pulled the Fibonacci from this impulse, and I saw that we had wicked into the 618. Does that mean this will happen again? No. But it's an uncanny thing that only happened in, 4 years ago, June of 2021, just shy of 4 years ago. So there's a high likelihood we could get this move to the upside. This is just something that I'm looking at that's highly possible. And so far, we've been all right. But this weekly close is starting to get a little weak. No pun intended. But this weekly close is looking weak. Almost too much wick to the upside there. We need way less wick and a lot more body. So right now, I'm not loving the way that candle's looking. That's pretty bearish. It's a bearish hammer, even if it's green. Not my favorite. So I'd like that to get more chunk. I'd like us to get a bounce in the next 2-3 days, somehow, some way, until Sunday and the candle close. And we've been having tough volume on the weekends. We'll see, though. They played around today, so it might create a catalyst. We are in between on the VRVP. You lost this high volume node. We came up. We in the middle. I mean, we should be able to get back up here to the point of control now, since we've made quite a statement. But you never know. So the bullish scenario, we close this one more bullish and we continue to pump. But Sunday night, we're going to have to find out what happens there. Wow, the 5-day could be tweezer topping. It happened there, but we had eventually got a pop. So we'll see. We have 4 days and 10 hours. It's a long time. We don't have to draw too many conclusions. This isn't 2 days. So, and it would be a tweezer top on the 3-day. One thing that's possible that I did just discuss earlier this morning is a shoulder ahead. You know, we might make a right shoulder here. You know, we still got support at 83.6 on the 3-day chart. And that's still a low, a higher low, right? We could, you know, so, and there may be a right shoulder being built there. That's a possibility. It would be chunky. But, and then we head to the daily time frame. The daily must, as I stated many times, stay above this, look, bounce. You can almost bring that lower there. So there's a support at 83,000 or 84.3, 84.5, yeah. $84,800. Yeah, 7. Yeah, so look, I'll use the 777. Look at that. 83 777s. So, you know, we have some support there. That's where we've made a bounce in a higher low. I mean, a higher high. So we had a low, a higher high, a higher low. Like, let's break it down. We had a low, higher high. They faked the trend, right? Broke back down and then lower high, which told you that the next low, once this low is lower than this high, you assume you'll break both these lows, right? And you did. Then you should make a lower high, which you have, which you would assume would be a lower low, but you made a lower high right there. See that? And then you broke this high. That's usually when the uptrend ends, when you finally break the high here. See? I've seen it a few times. And then Bitcoin comes down, makes a higher low, and we take off, right? So, and then if you look at this, just, you know, so on the macro, we got to break this high for sure. I call it like the 94,000 one. You know, you got to break that high. The daily has to break through that. You know, even here, you could call the beginnings of it 90,600, but like, you know, those are the big deals. Like, you don't get above that, right? There's nothing's going to happen. And you got above the 200 MA though on the daily time frame, which to me, you know, and again, you'd be like, Sam, why are you so obsessed with this? I'm like, well, the last time we got above it, we had the biggest rippage of our life. First, we played with it, we came back below it, and then we ripped, and they double bottomed it. So, okay, we may be doing one of these. All right. But you definitely want to pay attention when the daily gets above it. There we got above it barely, like we are now, and it was a fake out for 4 days. There we had huge rippage. But then the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, I always remember that was July, yep, when Trump came to the Bitcoin conference. And then the last time we had crossed was here, which is a monster move to the upside. So, like, the thing is, I've seen so many monster moves that when I see it happen, I get maybe a little too excited. But it tells me to be like to rev up my bullishness, to be a little more bullish than I should be normally. And, you know, we got some bullish moves. We got some pumps. Last night was beautiful. I made 2 really nice trades in the end of the day that were really sweet. I put out an update of how I made those trades, exactly what happened. You should check that out in the trading group because it was, I don't know, it was one of my best trades ever, man. I got in, got out exactly. I was able to walk away from the charts when it happened. Right when I got back to the charts, it was at the high. It was one of those days where, like, I don't know. And that was like, how could you have painted a better picture? You couldn't. So, dear Lord, thank you for that. It was an amazing day. I'm just grateful for everything that happens in my life that's positive, whether it's a trade, whether it's someone saying hi to me, whether it's a loved one calling me, whether it's someone reaching out, whatever it is, I'm excited. So here we are on the daily time frame, right? The daily's in a bit of a bear flag as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I gotta be honest. So this is the first thing that I'm just discussing. And I said, everyone, like, if you can't see this as a bear flag, then, like, I don't know what to tell you. All right. The bullish scenario is that we may be somewhat, you know, I have this broadening falling wedge, and we broke out of it. You know, we did break the wedge. We came outside of this, but now we're kind of riding the wedge again. Seen Bitcoin do this a few times before. So here's my story. I'm not really overly bearish unless I get a daily candle to close down here. Maybe even 2 daily candles. I mean, you get 2 here and you're here. I mean, I would start looking for bear flags on the 1 hour time frame, and I would start shorting the smaller time. You know, I'd flip this upside down, and basically the trend would be back to the downside again. Kind of does look like we could be dumped, you know. You get above that 200 MA, and then you're going to pump so hard, right, out the bull flag. I mean, we play this all the time the other way. It's almost a cup and handle. It's almost an inverse cup and handle. You see it? I just want to be open-minded with everybody. Everyone gets overly bullish, and they can't see anything but what they want to see, right? But I mean, rounded tops do not pay the bills. And then you got this, like, you know, that could be a cup and handle. Let's be real honest here. Let's just play the devil's advocate for what we don't, you know, what could be the worst, you know, some type of black swan event. Something could go down. It tells you that you could be seeing a $50,000 Bitcoin, right? Now, I'm not guaranteeing this or saying this is going to happen for sure. I just want to show you what could be possible. All right? We're in a world of possibilities, aren't we? We have to be open-minded that anything is possible. If we are not open-minded, then we won't be. If this does happen, we'll be able to make a bunch of money on the short if we're open-minded to it. And if we take some losses long, we could balance ourselves out, dust ourselves off when it gets back up, maybe be able to buy some lows and be like, wow, well, at least we shorted the market for some gains to offset our losses, and we could become the opportunity and stay positive. But if we just decide that that can't happen, and that there's no way we're going to 50K, and that we know what it is, and it's just, no, it's Trump, and it's the bullishest ever, and can't you see the news, and are you dumb? And it's just like, we can't live a life like that. Understood? Like, we got to go with the idea that anything is humanly possible here in cryptocurrency. Now, what that would be the worst. That would be like the worst case scenario for me. I wouldn't be happy about it at all, and I'd be probably pretty heated for, you know. And I get over it, actually. I wouldn't, but you know, it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be what I want. I desire. I mean, it definitely wouldn't be what I truly desire. So, can the daily close green today and stop the shenanigans? Stop toying with the fact that it's going to lose the 200 MA. Stop toying with the fact that it hasn't broken out of this falling wedge, that it's kind of, basically retesting the top wedge of. We know two things. If Bitcoin breaks back inside of the wedge, it's going to go back to the bottom of the wedge. It's likely going to head here, you know, at least for a possible double bottom at 78,600 or 78.5, right? Like, that's right here. So it all depends on this 200 MA, and I'm not a fan right now with that 21-day moving average. It really should have curved up with price action. When price pumped, we wanted to see it, you know. It's got to curve sooner than later. If not, it yokes down. This crosses, we get a death cross of the daily, and then, I mean, yeah, like we go to some, you know, this is possible, everybody. There is a chance we could go into some type of bearish pullback time here. I want you to understand that anything is possible and be ready for it. All right, I know everyone else is telling you these are the lows, buy the lows. I mean, I did buy the low in Sweet. You're like, but why'd you buy 84K Bitcoin, Sam, if we're going to dump? Well, at that point, I'm going to start DCAing all the way back down, right? And when the fear gets high again and we get to 10, then I'll be buying more BTC because these are possibilities. So as much as I don't like saying these things, I just have to be as open-minded as I can and talk about them. So that's the most bearish scenario. I hope we got that out the way. The bullish scenario is today we just somehow never break back inside this trend line, never get back below the 200 MA, and we continue to kind of somehow get busy here. Let's take a look at what's happening to Bitcoin now on the 4-hour time frame. This has been our go-to time frame. So we can see we're in this channel for sure. For whatever reason, but this is the channel that we're in. The top, and here's the bottom of the channel. Bitcoin has been in this channel for oh so long. This is what it's doing. These are generally bearish. This is generally a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down where they began. This would come back down to 78.5. So if this happened, we lose it to it, we dump, I can't be surprised. I'd have to be like, well, it was, you know, setting up for possible dumpage, and it looks like a bear flag, right? As we already suggested before, which would do the exact same thing. Like, so it's a bear flag, it's a rising wedge, however you want to look at it. It is what it is. We have a high, we have lows, we have higher highs. We seem to be building a mini uptrend on the 4-hour time frame. Unless we take out the low at 83,004, we actually are, to me, in an uptrend, right? Look, I mean, low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, double bottom break up, higher high, higher low. Let's put in that higher high, right? So we've got two scenarios here that we're kind of sitting on. The scenario that this will bull flag us out of here, stay above the 200 MA, and we will move to the upside. Or scenario B that, you know, it looks somewhat like a head and shoulder with like a double topped head. And this will take us to the downside. We will close a candle on the 4-hour, See, sometimes it's violent. Sometimes you just break through this and you just dump hard. That's why you got to use like the 5 minute or even the 15 for when the 15-minute loses to it, and then take that, because that will just get you like ready. And then if the 4 hour continues, but today it looked like it was going to get crazy, and we wicked up so hard. Bitcoin back at 86,600, which is very interesting to say the least. And we actually getting some movement on the small time frames. My model may be flashing, so just in time, we're going to get back to the 1 minute. And I may make a live trade here today. There is some volatility. Infinite Growth, can you do a top-down analysis on the S&P, please? Thank you. I did that every single Friday. I will be doing that tomorrow. So technically, you'll be able to see it tomorrow. But I guess I can always do it. I like to do it, so I'll take a look. I called the bottom on it, and you know, I kind of went public on that on X many times. We'll see what happens there. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live that are here. Thank you for being positive. Thank you for striving to be great. Thank you for pushing yourselves to be just an honest and good person. We need more beautiful people like you. And I hope on your struggle and your journey through trading, you find success. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very hard. It was one of the hardest things I ever did. It took years and years and years, and it still takes heavy concentration. It takes almost all of my focus and discipline, or however my mind works, to really, really nail it. The second I lose any focus and discipline, they get me too, just like they get you. I am not immune. We work every single day to get better. So the 1 hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame got back inside this pattern, and we could say, hey, that's a perfect buy. That wick was a perfect buy. This was a perfect buy. And, you know, we could get all the way back up here still to 93,000. Of course, we'll have to get to 90,000 and then 93K, right? And so this is kind of the progression here. So we'd like to get a bounce. You know, in the next 12 hours, the 4 hour would really, you know, otherwise we're at the precipice. And you think we wicked twice now. There's some buy pressure here that's keeping us alive. Every time it looks like we're about to go on that looked bearish to me. It was, if we didn't get back above that very fast, like if we didn't just go dip, had we ended up closing the candle down there, oh my gosh, like a 4 hour candle close would have reacted to the bots, and it could have been very, 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 it could have been a lot worse. So it seemed like the market maker or whoever in charge of that dump was just looking for liquidity. They wanted to grab some more Bitcoin before they pumped it further to the upside. It's like, why do you pack your bag? They packed your bags, right? When you liquidity grab, you're packing bags. You're stacking. You're getting people to give you. So why would you pack your bags if you weren't going anywhere? I always like this statement. So are you going somewhere? You know? And so you packed your bag once. You came out, oh, well, let's go grab a few more. Hey, they might do it a third time. The guys are so dang greedy. So they packed their bags. They stacked it up. Liquidated the world right there. And now we are pumping Bitcoin 86,700. I got to get into the small time frames. So, and then the 1 hour bounced off the 200 MA, which is a beautiful buy zone right there as well. All right. And boom. And I had my trade stop loss right below that, and it did not get taken out, which is absolutely absurd. I'm in a very heavy trade here, like 3,000 for 9,000, or is it 1,000 for, what does he got? 1,000 for, like 1,200 for 4,800, something like that. And so I would have got liquidated, not liquidated, but stopped out right there. My liquidation is 79,000. So like I'm going for the gusto, baby. Like as long as we can hold these zones, man, I'm going to make some cake here on weeks. So we're going for the week's volume here to win this big one and the week's competition. So if this happens, man, boom. So stop loss below that 200 MA of the 1 hour, 4 hour time frame too as well. Stop loss below the 4 hour time 200 MA as well. You know what I'm saying? And just see if we can get this movement back to the upside. Bitcoin pumping heavily now, getting some nice movement. Look at the 1 hour just going right back to where we began after that liquidity grab like it never happened. Unbelievable. 86,900 for Bitcoin and a bounce off the 200 MA as well. So, wow. And that's what I do, man. We use the 200 MA. If you don't lose it, I stay bullish. And if you're in my trading group, I pointed out exactly what had happened. Let me show you. I said, now can the 1 hour 200 MA hold us? Is the next question. So far, the 1 hour has saved us from bloodshed. You see, So these are the things I'm looking at before it even happens. I'm looking, hey, can we get the bounce? So we get a beautiful bounce here. Let's kind of whittle our way down to the smaller time frames and get to brass tacks here. This is interesting. So, wow. So the 15-minute just V-shape recovered right back in gains. And the 7-minute got to the 200 MA, which is awesome. That means the 5-minute may be getting there. And so the 1-minute may have crossed the 200. It did. So there's my model right there for Bitcoin, right? So now I'm getting my model, but it is a Thursday. So the model is that we wait for the 21 to cross. And this would be, you know, this would be a nice little treat here on BTC. So here we like, and oh wow, you got a nice flag here that played out too. And that actually has a measured move. And then you got above the smooth moving average too. A lot of times on these retracements, on that could be the daily low, you get above the 200 MA, right? I would rather get in there right now. You're buying a breakout, which is not my ideal thing. But we are above the 200 MA, so like to see that 21 crossover. See if we get back to 88,000. 944. Damn, it's nice. It's ripping nicely there. 86,387. 300 for 15. Let that puppy fly. And just keep the stop below the 200. We could even go up there a bit, you know. And see how this puppy goes, right? Let me get my 3% like I do every time, baby. I'm the king of 3%, man. Look at that. Nobody makes 3% faster than me. Come on now. I mean, that's a fast $60, right? We'll see, though. I mean, that's just... But if you were scalping, yeah, you boom, move the stop loss to break even, you know. Get out, take the $60. If you were from a third world country, that $60 might feed you for a week, right? I hear stories of things I never knew. People tell me things that I never thought possible. They're like, I live here, and this is how hard it is. And I just can't believe it. So... shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, where we teach positivity, mentorship, life, love, happiness, and we look at the charts, make live trades, and we look for opportunity every single day. We believe we are the opportunity. We find ways to get it in every single day. Bitcoin back to $87,000. This is absolutely lovely. They just went and snatched liquidity, and now they bounced it right back to the upside. We're back above the 200 MAs. You know, it was just a little scare, I guess, to get everyone to think, hey, we might lose these big 200 MAs, and, you know. So shout out to the lifers. Shout out to anyone that longed that 200 MA, anyone who learned how to do that with me. Beautiful move there to the upside. Now we're a little away from the 21-day moving average. We will pull back. We did break above the smooth moving average, which is pretty powerful. On the 1-minute time frame, anything could happen. We could easily reverse. I could easily lose my money. It's a low volume Thursday. Be very, very careful. This trade's been open on Solana. I usually don't trade all alts, but I had this trade open for like 2 weeks now. It's been up and down, you know. Liquidation 110. So Bitcoin looking very interesting with this pump to the upside, back to 87,000 and just going after the shots. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what's happened to liquidity. It still says there's more stops down below at 85,000. A little light. It's got nobody above us, really nothing on a Thursday, but it'll show up out of nowhere. And again, that's why I tell you, BOOKMAP is nothing is 100%. You use everything to add on to what you're doing, and you go from there. What I see happening now is a bit of a flag. I mean, because you pumped so nicely. Now a bit of a flag here could get you going back into action, right? Boston, baby. Why are Thursdays and Fridays low volume? It's just because people make a lot more money on Tuesdays. You know, Wednesdays, I think that's, you know, like I make more money on those days regular. In the last 10 years, those days are just Wednesdays and, you know, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are like my favorite days. Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights are pretty good too. The nights are pretty awesome. And now if you lose the 200 May, you just go right back and, all right. We've got to hold this 200 now on the 1 minute time frame. You got to see this flag out with the 21 come to price action. Really want to hold the SMMA. This other line is the SMMA, okay? And we'll get back to that. So there's a trade right there just using the scalp situation. Rejection overbought on the 5 minute time frame. On the other time frames, really big moves. But we got the 208 with the 21 there too on the 15, which is a good sign. All right. Could make a shoulder. You're looking for some type of right shoulder here. See, like shoulder, head, right shoulder. Could easily go right back down and dump to the downs. Anything could happen here, you know. And look, you had a bit of a double bottom too as well. You double bottomed off to 85,800, so which is a, you know, pretty known area to bounce. The 800s are nice. So we'll see what happens on Bitcoin, but we're kind of right back where we started this morning, right? Let's, you know, the morning started, kind of started to shake things up. And wow, look how much happens in 4 hours with BTC, right? How many people get liquidated? The amount of money that gets passed hands on Bitcoin is just absolutely fascinating, right? Every single day. And so here we stand, like there's still the idea of, you know, the trades that I put out recently with stop losses below the 4 hour 200 MA. They got close, but they did not get stopped out. You're still in the trade, really back to entry from last night. So if anyone took those longs, you're still in the long. Everyone in my group, you're safe. You did not get taken out. And that's why we use the 200 MA, because there's a high likelihood that you will not get taken out if you keep your stop loss below it. Now, if you don't know what the 200 MA is and you just use support or resistance, you might use this area. You might just be like right here. You know, I don't know where you'll be, but you might have been like right there below that wick and bing. So the whole world got taken out because they obviously don't use the 200 MAs. If everyone used the 200 MA, they would have had to gone lower because that's where all the liquidity would have been, right? But there was more liquidity above us. That means less people were using. So you can basically define your strategy and you can figure out if less people are using it. If less people are using your strategy, it's more likely you're going to win. So we know less people use our strategy. Why? Because if everyone was using the 4 hour 200 MA, or the 1 hour, sorry, excuse me, the 1 hour 200 MA, right? Then they wouldn't have been liquidated. Understand? Like I knew it was there, so I used it. I moved my stop below it. It held me down. I was able to stay inside the trade. If I didn't know how to use the EMAs, it wouldn't have happened, right? So a lot of volatility today. I suggest, you know, either if I was in a long-term trade, just kind of, you know, seeing it through, not really looking at it, letting it do its thing. But, you know, maybe small-term trading might be a little erratic today. Definitely a little volatile. So just be careful. $93,100 for Bitcoin. Key levels to get back above. Best channel for TA and mental training. Shout out to Jay Bella. I always see it when you write it. Solana, Ethereum, Classic, Casper, Trump Coin will be right. Wow. Master, 200 man, 1 hour chart. Interesting to say the least, going back 2 years. Here's the quote for the day. The hardest problems in life cannot be solved, but only can be outgrown. Amen. I love what you just said. You know, we push ourselves every day to challenge and to change. And it's so important, right? $87,000 for Bitcoin. Nice pumpage here for BTC to the upside. Right? Money, you're like, what? Crazy how quickly they bounced that puppy back. And I mean, the 4 hour, you just, this is some type of bull flag here above the daily 200 MA. That's a very bullish sign, in my humble opinion. I see the head and shoulder pattern. I get it. But to me, I mean, that's just so bullish. Like, how does that not rip? to the upside. I don't understand. You know what I mean? But again, need I digress, right? 87,100 for Bitcoin. So here's the deal. The 1 minute does its thing here, bouncing off there's, and this is, I traded this in the 15-minute yesterday. So you get above the 200 you wait for price to get back to the 21, execute. Now Thursdays still get me kind of like, we may not get the Thursday moves that we're looking for. So I'm always weary on Thursdays. It never looks amazing, But I go with the strength of that 1 hour, and we'll see where we go. They grab that liquidity. 85,000 still has some liquidations. But maybe those are people that just grind it on in and are lucky enough to stay strong. Maybe they got enough liquidity before they want to, we don't know. No, but, and I say this every day. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, right? I don't know where Bitcoin's going. I don't claim to. I know that when Bitcoin gets above the 1 minute 200 MA and the 21 crosses it and a golden cross approaches and the stochastics are low, there's a good chance we get a nice pump to the upside. I've seen it like thousands of times in my life, but I don't know. What do I know, right? I'm just a guy that does this every single day. It probably means nothing. So I'm just showing you probabilities, nothing less, nothing more for BTC. All right? And that is all. That is all. Bitcoin copied the same move from yesterday. It really did. It dropped below the 4-hour 200 MA, scared everybody, and then ripped back to the upside. Almost the exact same move. Very, very well detailed. Good student there. Shout out to Amanda Medeiros. God bless you, Amanda. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat for jumping on into the live. Hit the like button if you want to support the channel. It's a very awesome thing to do, and it gets us going. Hit that like button. 392 likes, 1,800 beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for jumping on into the live and being a part of the amazing live stream. And remember, when you live in love, you cannot be denied. Love is the strongest frequency. Love your neighbor. Love your friends. Love the people that work with you, for you. Make things happen. You got to be in love with your life, I think, to live the best life. If you're not in love with what you do, you won't be able to compete with someone that is. If there's two companies, there's two shoe companies, and one guy is totally in love with what he does, and one guy is just, he loves it, but he's in for the money. Who do you think is going to be there 20 years from now, grinding, making those billions? I truly believe it's the guy. Some people say, oh, it's the cutthroat businessman that doesn't care about anybody. I think it's the guy that truly loves the product, loves what he's doing, and puts every single aspect of his life into making it amazing, right? And I firmly believe if you pick any industry, no matter how saturated it is, no matter how many people are in there, because most people pick an industry and they say, you know what? I'll never win. There's too many people doing that. There's so many people on the earth now, you could say that about anything. And it's really in your head. If everybody said that, if Tom Brady said that, he would have said, there's too many quarterbacks. If Joe Montana said, everyone else has done it. It's the beautiful people that believe that they're going to be the great ones, rise above it all and do something amazing. You got to believe that you're going to do something amazing, rise above it all and make it happen. And you will. When you believe you're the opportunity, you automatically become the opportunity. You see? Nice pump up here for Bitcoin. I like what we're seeing here for BTC. Trades bouncing up slightly too as well, which isn't bad. We're getting into the money. There's my Amazon cart. Insane, right? Let's take a look here. Yeah, I needed a UPC. You see that? Who doesn't need one of those? So far we're up about 9%. 126 bucks. We'll see what happens here on the trade. Just a treachery. I'm not going for the big kahuna. This is just a swing. You know, something to grab. A little snatcheroni. 5 minutes got across the 200 MA. It's a little far from the 21 though. Tells me I could take profits and probably get back in, but we'll see. I'll just keep my stop below the 1 minute. And, you know, we likely called the daily bottom here. We've done it many times with this exact process, but we'll see. We'll take it one step, one moment, one day at a time, one candle at a time here. Shave a little risk off the trade there. Might as well. Always shaving risk if you can. If you can stay above the key below the key levels. What's the difference between 3 and 2? 87,195 for Bitcoin. So if you made the live trade, you're in the money with the lifer. And this would be a rising wedge that would break out parabolically and I mean, they got the shorts to go hard right now, and it would be a massive short liquidation. This would be a violent move up. We would gap away. There would probably be a violent move pretty fast back down after this move. If you're ready to take this, it looks like we may be getting the shoot out the cannon here. Boom, let's see. Rising wedges do break down 68% of the time. We have to remind ourselves that it could be a failed pattern. But there's a lot of momentum here on BTC, and we are reversing back to the upside. So we'll see. We will see. 87,210 or 163 on the futures. And see, the 5 minute being that far away from the 21 has me kind of move my stop loss to break even. On maybe a higher liquidity day wouldn't do it. On a Thursday, I'd be more cautious of protecting the purse. Thursday, I'd rather get stopped at a break even 4 or 5 times and never make any money, because I feel like that'd be a smarter move on a low liquidity day than go hard and you know what I mean, keep getting chewed up. Good chance this could bounce green and we could fly, and now I can't lose any money either. So I'm just being a responsible trader. I think this is the right. If you scalp as much as me, this is the right thing to do as much as you can. The only sad thing is it may never go back below the 200 MA, and it may stop me out and keep pumping. That's a possibility, but you have to ask yourself, what do you want to do? Do you want to protect the purse, or do you want to go for it every time on a low volume Thursday? It all depends, right? I almost just take the 100 now at this point, just because it looks like it may come back on us, right? I'll even have enough guts to put the stop right on that wick. Let's go, man. Wick it, you already made the wick, so see if we get that bigger move to the upside here for Bitcoin. Amazing. And I got stopped out right there for just a quick little scalp, right? It's probably going to pump now. Let's see. What I do now sometimes is I'll make a less risky trade. All right. With the stop that I made, though. See, we made some money, though. Like, I'm grateful for the game. Something like this, you see, where I still keep the stop below the 200. But what I do is, all right, 8,86588. Let's see if she rips here. Let's see if she rips to the upside. Stop there. Just experience gratitude for everything you teach, Sam, from the trading to the regular life. Just got a call from my uncle-in-law. Felt weak and underwent heart surgery. He's waking up now, supposedly. Perspective. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. A friend of mine is going through something really tough, too, that I found out yesterday that broke my heart. And, it made me realize that, like, man, like, I just counted all my lucky stars, man. And you know what I do every night before I go to bed? One point, somewhere between 8 and 10 o'clock at night, I say, dear Lord, thank you for everything you've given me today. Thank you for everything, you know, my business. Thank you for me. Thank you for all the things, YouTube channel. And then thank you for the fact that the baby didn't, you know, nothing happened to my baby. She had a good day. She didn't get a rash. Nothing happened. You know, she's 8 months old. She's delicate. She's light. You know, she had a good day. I say, thank you, dear Lord, that, you know, my 4-year-old had a wonderful day. And she was happy. I enjoyed time with her. And then I say, thank you, dear Lord, that my 10-year-old had a wonderful day. And like I said, my wife was also, you know, she's breastfeeding. She's healthy. And her and the baby are healthy. And then I said, I'm healthy. And the family is healthy. And then to my sisters and the lifers and everyone else, I say, dear Lord, but, you know, mainly my 3 kids, every single day that my 3 kids are healthy, when you go to sleep at night, you won that day. You won that day. Because what I tell myself is the day, you know, I lost my mom, it was so deep in my head. And I know I bring it up, but it's so deep in my head, in my mind. So I live every moment like it could be my last. I live every day to the fullest, which is full of love, light, and happiness. My kids bring me so much light and joy. They're everything to me. And if I won 10 grand in a 5-minute trade, and then my daughter came in and said she didn't feel well and she wasn't caught, she was like having trouble breathing or something. I don't even like saying that, but you know what I mean? I wouldn't care about my trade at all. Like, it would mean nothing to me. So I know that the health of my children at the end of the day is the end all. Like, if I didn't have that, I'd have nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like, there wouldn't be anything you could give me that could replace it. No amount of money, no amount of wins, no amount of gains, no amount of views on YouTube. There's not a suit, not a watch, not a car. You know what I'm saying? And so every night when I go to sleep, it's thank you, dear Lord, that my 3 kids are healthy. And that I'm not, you know, because that I'm a softie. I'm a sensitive guy. And if anything ever happened to my kids, man, like, I don't know how I would ever, I would be devastated. You know what I mean? I know it in my heart and soul. Like, and shout out to anyone that's ever gone through that. Like, I don't even like saying it, but you know, the unspeakables, like, you people are the strongest people I've ever met in my life, because that is like, I may have lost my mom and dad, but like, man, that's, anyway, let's get off the down and stay up and happy. But I just want to put things into perspective. If you got liquidated, if you lost a lot of money, if something happened to you, it's time to pull yourself up from your britches. It's time to dust yourself off, go for a bike ride, get some endorphins going, work out for a few days. Tell yourself you can, you are, you will, you can, you are the best. You've got this better than anyone else has ever gotten it. And you can do this. And you can do this. And you can work through anything that goes through your mind. Doesn't matter how many ups and downs you go through. You can make it happen. So you can pick yourself up through any of the darkest times. I know I have, you know, and it's not easy. As traders, we go through so many ups and downs. You know, I bet there's a bunch of people that got stopped out right there. Right there, right? It's just like, what? And flip the game on you, you know? So, heck, I came very, very close on my week's trades. You know, they almost got me. And now we're back kind of doing our thing, you know? Back at break even. That trade was down $1,000 a second ago. I opened it a while back, said, oh, I don't even want to look at it. This is a trade I don't even want to look at, because if I look at it, I micromanage it too much. I just want to get to 93K, right? Without it, you know, liquidating me or taking us out, you know, liquidation price 79,000 too, but stopping me out somewhere down at like, you know, 86.5, 85. And they might come back and get us again today. I've seen it. Whoop, whoop. You know what I mean? You never know what they're going to do. We'll take it one step, one moment at a time, though, for BTC. So you see me trading the small time frames, but we'll still whittle away here. So the 1 hour just gave a beautiful bounce off the 200 MAs. And I gave you kind of a whole talk about why I used the 200 MAs, how they were made. And if you came in just early, I hope that, you know, or if you're listening behind, which some people are, like, I hope you guys, when you get to this point in the stream, that you get kind of like, I mean, that was a cool little gem, because I really think that's, I firmly believe there's, I know that's what's happening, because the bots are what's pushing that's why my strategy works, is because the bots. You see what I'm saying? When the bots do what they do, it helps the strategy make it happen, because they react to the 200 MA, and they reacted to 200 MA because this is how it was, and it's been ingrained back into the minds of many that trade. So you're looking for like the 5 minute to boom, stay above its 200 MA, which looks unlikely with the way the 21 is. Like, that could come get us there. You like this to curve up. This goes sideways, meet somewhere here, and then continue to pump. Looks like we could get the move. The way the 1 hour looks, we've got some love there, possibly, right? So we'll see. And that takes us to 89,000, and we'll go from there, like one step at a time. That's how I take it. And we got to cross, like, what, the 15-minute 200 MA, which we could do. We're in between there in the 21. That's pretty strong. And we get to the 30-minute, which we're above, actually, which is nice. And then, yeah, and then we're already above it on the bigger time frame. So, like, you know, nothing really changes from my outlook yesterday that this flag is still bullish and we can get a move further to the upside. You know, nothing changes. Still definitely on my radar, right? That we could get a move there. So, yeah. I like what I'm seeing. Yeah. Okay, so that's just the one thing that I'm looking at there when it comes to where, you know, I got to stick to the same plan. And that's why I do use the 200 MA over and over again, because I got to stick to the plan over and over again. You know, that's the plan. That's what we're sticking to. Bang, bang, bang. Thank you, sweetie. God bless you, sweetie. Okay, so moving forward, altcoins. There's still altcoins that look scrumptious here. All right, and there's some been movement. Look, we got, if we go to see even a list here, we got 31%, 29%, AI Doge, XL, even these crazy little ones, 12%, Idea actually came up a little one that I was looking at. And so just, you know, again, I'm not like ready to go hard like I used to be. It's not like, Sammy, let's go in, but let's take a look at some things, a couple things that are on my radar. All right. So Bitcoin looks like it could be flattening out here and making a flag on this more lateral side, which is good. We'll see what happens. It is kind of rounding. You could say it's a slanted Adam and Eve. I just always toy with ideas, right? Does that break down? The 5 minutes not exactly where I'd like it to be, but we're touching the 21 above the 200 MA, and that's definitely a good sign. So far, so good. We did capture back a lot of liquidity, right back to the upside the way we always do Bitcoin. And then we made a flag here, crossed the 200 MA, and then boom, even just getting in when we crossed the 200 MA to the upside. And bang, 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 BTC. All right. Update on ETH, please, sir. He opened trade, Pino. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Price. Did you notice the 4-hour bearish divergence? Let's take a look where there's 4-hour bearish divvy on the 4-hour time frame. I don't see 4-hour bearish divergence at all. Yeah. I don't see it. I guess there could be hidden. Honestly, I don't see it because people would say it's hidden. But for me, you'd have to cross this one. And to me, that's it here. And so you swing down and swing. That was hidden bullish divergence, but it played out. We bounced. So yeah, I don't see any bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. I just don't. Right now, price action is slanted to the downside. And so is, you know, and if anything, you're in the flag on the stochastics, on the RSI as well. My indicator has some bearish divvy there, but there was a little bit here. Very slightly right there, because that was flat, and that was exaggerated bearish div, and it did play out. You know, but ever since now, like price action and the RSI are basically doing the same thing. So that's not divergence. It's divergence if we were moving up. If price action had done this, and we were moving up while the RSI was moving down, that would be bearish divergence. But that's not the case right now. So yeah, I don't see bearish divergence. Okay. Maybe you see something different. This indicator has it, but that was the first hill there, which there was a little bit, which I just said, yes, it's over now. It has played out. We've had enough price action to diffuse what would have been and what isn't. Okay. 4-hour head and shoulder also on the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, people looked at this as a head and shoulder pattern here. Kind of like a shoulder, a head, maybe even a right shoulder, but it's sloppy. People could look at this here like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, but there's like a double top in the head. It's very rare. I've only seen that like 2 or 3 times in my life. It's just something that's not common. It's more likely to me that we're in a some type of bull pennant here. And they just did the liquidity grab yet again. And we're still going to make a big move here. As long as we stay above the 200 MA, I stay bullish. I'm a computer. See, I don't have thoughts and emotions. I'm a computer. Computers are very black and white. Above the 200 MA, I'm bullish. You lose that, I would have turned bearish. We got back inside here, I would have turned bearish. I would have decided we had to short the market. It got very close. It did not happen. All right. We'll go from there. Nice pump here for Bitcoin. Looks like it's about to get very, very busy here to the upside, right? Still a break. I thought I got in earlier. I was like, dang, I needed that pump to get back to break evens. Someone said, why re-enter? Well, I already have money behind this. So if this loses to $100, I'm at break even. You see? It just gives you a bit of padding on the trade when you take profits again and then get back in. If you didn't, then you're in the same trade back and forth. There's no profit taking. You haven't taken anything yet. That's all. Look for the bullish retest, right? That was a bullish retest. It came down, bullish retest at the top of the trend line and bounced. Let's see if on the 1 second you could really see the retest. Sometimes you can. Yeah, it came for the retest and bounced on the 1 second chart. Monster pump there for Bitcoin right out the flag here. That's got a big measured move of this, send it, baby, send it. Second trade's in the green so far. Depends on what happens. I'm not trying to be a big bragger here. Just watch it closely. But hey, you can't say you lost money watching the channel. Like, that's all I got to say. So far. We'll take it one step at a time. I'll jinx myself, right? So Bitcoin still, nothing has changed about this 4-hour idea. Broke the trend line, wicked it back again, but brought us right back inside. Kept the pattern together. Stayed above the 200 MA. Low stochastics. I see a flag here on the RSI, which could break out. I've seen this break out many times. I'll be honest, let me show you something. It's a cup and handle on the RSI. That's why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy, baby. Because we see it everywhere. There's a cup and handle on the RSI. I've seen that play out many, many times. This is also a cup and handle. There's your cup. That's the measured move, wick to wick here from the line. And that tells you you're going to 92,000, 93K. So cup and handle, liquidity grab up to 93,000. Let's go BTC. Let's go. Up 300 on spot from 85,888. There you go, man. What do you think about the quad rotation theory? I don't think about it. Yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you. I just don't though. Like, I don't have to think about what everyone else thinks about. Isn't that interesting? That's what got me here in the first place. If I thought about what everyone else thought about, I wouldn't be the crypto lifer. I'd be everybody else. Let's take a look here. Crypto Fear and Greed Index is at 40. Okay. Which is, not too bad place to be biting since we've got to 10 recently. And you can see what's happening in the chats, so to speak here. Hey, Sammy, can you look at Vista? It seems it has woken up. Interesting. Thank you, Mystic Flowers. God bless you. Nice to see you back here. Exactly. 440K blinders. Yeah, it's me, man. It's 444. 444 whole forces. And we are pumping to the upside like we are, baby. Show me that love, Sammy. Show me the love. Show me the light. Nice move here to the upside for Bitcoin. and a strong bounce to 87,000. We're right back to where it all began, and so crazy, right? It was just a bunch of nonsense. They brought us through the lane, and we bounced right back up to the upside. BTC for life, baby. Unbelievable. In the 4 hour now, even the 1 hour looks good. The 1 hour has legs, and it's just getting started. It's almost like the 1 hour did a double bottom. Man, today could be our day. Today could be the breakout. Today might be the day. They might have packed their bags one last time before they send us on a magic carpet ride here to the upside for Bitcoin. Wow. Shout out to everybody still kicking it with me. So this long is intact. Entry here, stop loss below the wick at this point, and we go from there, right? Like, I'm still in it on weeks. I'm in this exact trade. You see me. We flipped to $100 now. And if we win this puppy and we get the huge pump, I think we'll just take over the whole competition. Right now, we're running a competition on weeks. Oh, it starts tomorrow. But, you know, jump on in. I got a link here. We're running a competition on weeks. All right. And I think you have to sign up. You might already have my link, but you just got to sign up to be part of it. So hit this link to get into the event. All right. And it's a trading event, and it's going to be us versus them, baby. But join my team. Jump on in. The World Futures Competition, top trading volume and profit leaderboards to grab 30% of the prize pool. I mean, we could get some big money here if we work hard. All right. There's a lot of current participants. I have a lot of belief in my team and in our strategies and in what we do and our relentless nature and our consistency. And I really think we can win it. Anyway, so sign up to that link in the pinned comment if that's something that you're into. If you like to be challenged and if you think you got the skills to get on my team and make it awesome. All right. Okay, so bullish div on the 1 hour time frame. Amen. Yeah. Lifer hugs. Amen. Yeah. So jump on into just your mindset every single morning. Have a morning routine, right? Push yourself every single day to make it happen. And yeah, forever. Yeah, forever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Forever. Okay, so, and that's just how it is. Yeah. Negativity, left-handed people in your life, anyone that kind of looks at you shifty, if they make you uncomfortable, they're doing something that ain't right, unless they're your friend pointing something out that you need to listen to. Get rid of those people immediately out of your life, please. That's how I survive. I remove negative people immediately from my life. Look at all the people I have to deal with on a daily basis. You got to remove negative people from your life as much as you can. That's the key. All right? It really is the key to longevity. It's the key to being happy. And again, just buying when the candle closed above the 200 MA there on the 1 minute time frame, and we were gone. We were gone. It's so crazy how fast that thing just moved. Right? And then you just take another scalp off the table. Let it rip. I got bigger trades open anyway, right? This one's up 444. We'll see where it goes. That trade's been open, you know, so up and down, up and down. It's been up 1,000, down 2,000, up 3,000. But man, I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go on my 4 hour idea here. We're on that 200 MA and we're either going to lose or win. I said it to, you know, either going to dump us or we're going to pump us. And every time I've been above the 200 MA, I've seen a massive move. And I see a bull flag with low stochastics above the 200 MA. It tells me that there's a move coming. I've seen it so many times. If they fake me out again, so be it. I don't care. This is a strategy I've backtested for 10 years of my life. I am not moving. I am not budging. I am on the wall. Jon Snow. They can do and whatever they want. It ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm staying here. And I'm staying strong. And it is what it is. So there we have it. Okay. Okay. Wow, we're starting to get pretty crazy here. The 4-hour could really breach, and the 4-hour might just take over. We might just get a monster candle on this 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at what our daily's starting to do. Our daily should be flipping green. It is, and starting to look pretty nice. And now you got some wickage to the bottom side too, which is showing strength. And, you know, we just got to get a daily candle to close above these wicks, really 89,000. And then, I mean, we changed that 8 to a 9. And it's going to free everything up. Remember, I bought a whole Bitcoin at $84,000. I've been screaming that that's that bottom and saying to everyone that, you know, we bought this, you know, bought in here when I felt we made a first higher low in the set. And, right. Someone asked about the S&P. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. And I told you we were getting a bounce in the S&P. They're going to cut these rates, man. I think the next, let's take a look if anything changed in the CME watch tool, because that gives us a little bit of insight into what's happening. Why? I'll show you. We'll explain it, you know. But, and we do have some time. We have a lot of time. 41 days. All right. 41 days over here, right? 88% to 11. This might start to shift a little more. These were 99 for a long period of time. Not so much anymore. So we'll see. We'll see. So I sold that local top just now. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. I scalp little by little. You don't get it. When you look at my P&L, you're like, oh yeah, because there's a $1,000 win. Then there's like, this looks nice. I mean, you could say there's kind of a head and shoulder vibe there, but it's starting to consolidate if you ask me. And the bigger time frames are getting, you know, beast mode, which would crunch the smaller time frames to have to respond. So if the 4-hour does go into a big pump here, it would force this 1 minute to get crazy. This is the S&P, but you can see there's just a lot of volume going on. I look for the S&P to bounce here. It looks a little bearish too, though, right? Let's do our top-down analysis. The 1 minute looks interesting. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't be surprised we pumped to 5,800. Let's go to the weekly. On the weekly, I've been calling a reversal on the S&P for a long time now. And I've been showing an inverse head and shoulder, right? Saying we're going to bounce. This is the bottom. On that candle, I was calling bottom. Everyone called me crazy. It was 2 weeks ago on the 10th, 14th. And there was all this funny business about, you know, the word daddy and this and that. I don't know if you were around for that. I thought it was pretty funny. I think it got a little out of hand. It is funny, man. Anyway. So, but I mean, yes. And I mean, I'm the S&P daddy at this point because I called this bottom when everyone was super bearish. Now, maybe we get rejected by the 200 MA in the daily and this turns into some treachery. But it's more likely we make some type of flag, we get above it, and then boom. And then we make the right shoulder there, and then we could break out to the upside. So I'm more bullish on the S&P than ever. I like this bounce. Another thing that I kept showing on the 3-day chart, which the fact that the RSI had swung down, the stochastics were oversold, yet we had overbought territory. So like you got the indicators to get sold off hard. So what's happening is during the uptrend, they're printing so much money that now we're getting the same chunk of selling that used to be devastationally, but it's only slight pullbacks because they've printed so much now. You can't really get enough selling when you continue to print money. How do stocks values go down when you continue to put more money in circulation? It's impossible. The price of goods and services cannot drop when you continue to print money. Understand? It's an impossible feat. Because when you put more money into circulation, it makes things of value worth more value. That money, those dollars have to go somewhere. They go into the value of goods and services. A turkey sandwich is $4.50. Let's just say. I don't even know what it is now. Probably not. But let's just say a little deli, you can get a little one for $4.50. And they print money for 2 years straight. But that ham still is the same place to get it. Everything is sourced the same. It costs the same to do all that stuff. The guy gets paid the same hourly rate to do it. Maybe even a little more now. He's been there a while. I mean, the sandwich got to be $5.25. I mean, it goes up, right? 5-7 years from now, it's a $7 sandwich. This is what's happening. The value of the sandwich can't change. They just keep putting more money into circulation. That's why I talk about the fiat currency graveyard and how you're likely to see your currency around the world, wherever you are watching this, collapse. It only takes 35 years. The average price, the average lifespan, in fact, the average lifespan of a fiat currency is only about 35 years. Look at it. We have it all here. The past tells you the future. Zimbabwe, the billion, they've done this over and over again. They're going to do it again. They're doing it right now to the US dollar. They've been doing it since the 1900s. 90% of its purchasing power. Money printing is wealth theft over time. Get yourself off and get yourself on. Let's change the world one step at a time and do what we got to do to make it happen. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome. And thank you for being just, I don't know, great people. We love you and we appreciate you. And we thank you so much for your awesome contribution to the show. Everyone that shows up, everyone that hits the like button, everyone that learns, teaches someone else, and helps a fellow lifer, helps a fellow friend, helps someone in their life. You're doing great things for the world. You know, they always say, right, it's corny, but put on your, mask so you can help others put on theirs, right? Become financially free. When you're financially free, you can help others become financially free. It's an uplifting feeling. You can take the time to mentor someone. You can take the time to be there for someone. You can be there for your kids more. You can spend more time with your wife. You could work from home and not have to commute. You could change your life in such a way you never thought possible. But it's up to you. You have to want it, create it, manifest it, see it before it happens in your mind, and then make it real. A lot of people don't want to discipline their mind. So like if you just go out and say, I'll take a job. You don't have to manifest a lot to get a job. Just have to manifest a job. Oh, I just need a paying job. And then you'll get a paying job. The universe will give you whatever you put up with. It's that's what Jim Rohn was telling me. The universe will give you whatever you decide is okay. Right? If you decide that, a very, whatever, I don't know. If you decide a standard of just this is what I'm okay with, then that's what you'll get. But if you're like, no, I want higher standards, I want things to be better, then that's what you'll get. You're in control of your entire quality of life. It's up to you. Do you want to wear nice suits like Sammy, or do you not care? Some people don't care. Maybe 10 years from now, you'll see me in jeans and a t-shirt every day, and I'll say, man, I wore suits for 10 years. I don't do it anymore. And I'll change the way I think about it. You never know, right? It's all about perspective and what you're up to and what you're doing. And no one's way is better than anyone else's. It's just we're all free to be ourselves, right? That's what the lifer way is about, man. It's about being free to be yourself and helping others do the same. Let's take a look at what's happening here to altcoins on the day. So we've got through Bitcoin. It took us till 11:30. Bitcoin was tough today. It wasn't easy. They got me flustered. It was pretty. That dump was a good liquidity grab. But we slowed down, we maintained, we jumped back in, we got the bounce on the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame, and so far, so good for Bitcoin. Took a couple scalps and have a long-term ripper. Still got stayed inside my other trade on weeks. Did not get stopped out. It got very close. It got very, very close. All right. Wow. Shout out to the Crypto King for donating. It looks like $200. The balls went crazy in the jar. That was absurd. And let's see what he said here on the super chat. We had a super chat that just came in. He says, great channel, bro. Keep it up. I've learned a lot, and I will see you April 5th for class. I'm ready to learn. Wow. So you watched the channel. You paid $150 for class, and now you paid $200 just to say you're ready to learn. Sound like a high net worth individual that I could help maybe change your life forever. So God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that super chat. I will see you in class. You'll have like a Poland Spring bottle. No, not a Poland. You'll have a Fiji. No, Fiji's actually. You'll have a Saratoga bottle of water waiting for you in the glass on your desk, right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Okay. Sam is the best when it comes to teaching to trading. It took me some time to understand your teachings. Thank you for everything. The teaching should take some time to get, because if you got it really quick, everyone would be able to make money like we do, and that's just not the case. All right. We have hidden bullish divergence on the S&P, okay, on the 3-day chart. And we want to get that reversal back to the upside. The 3-day chart, you know, not looking amazing right now, but it's okay. We got a wick. And the daily kind of in a bit of a flag. So we want to see the daily flag out here. You can see Bitcoin's ahead of the S&P. Bitcoin's above the 200 MA on the daily. So Bitcoin is front running the S&P. But if Bitcoin pumps, it's likely that the S&P will pump as well. All right. This is what we're looking for here on the S&P now. And I'll come back to this tomorrow on my macro technical analysis. Lifer, I'm trying to sign up for the class. Don't try, do it. No, but thank you. No, you go to, I believe you can do it at cryptolifer.com, but you can also do it on the link below. All right. He goes, Southern Florida, the other New York. Funny. I don't know about that. Announcer voice and cleanup hitter. I don't live in Miami. Oh yeah, we also had unemployment claims today. Let's take a look. Oh, that's another reason why we had volatility at 8:30, but it kind of came later, which is pretty crazy. But thank you for saying that. We did have unemployment claims at 8:30 this morning. Let's take a look at how they came in. So they came in higher, lower than forecast. Lower than previous, but still like not amazingly low, but even. So it was a bearish. That's bearish for Bitcoin. That's why we did dump at 8:30. But then let's take a look at what happened to the DXY. If you keep printing money, it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? And then we have quantitative easing by the Fed too as well. So look at the DXY. Look what it did there. It did a bearish retest of the 200 MA, and to me, it made a bear flag. So, Bitcoin slumped a little bit when the DXY slumped, but now the DXY is about to dump. And I'm telling you right now, that should pump the stock market. The NASDAQ, it looks like next week it's going to rain on us. Like the first week of April, it looks like it's going to be one of the nicest pumps you've ever seen. There's going to be a lot of euphoria. It looks like there's some profit taken to be had. Pay attention to all that. Have an amazing day, my brother. Always good to see you in the space. Shout out to Serva Estrada. Thank you. Hey, Sammy, what's the name of the History of Money documentary? It's called Money Masters. Yeah. History of Money is just the History of Money by Mike Maloney. Type that in, and you'll watch the History of Money by Mike Maloney. It's called The History of Money on Mike Maloney's YouTube channel. And Money Masters will just pop up here on YouTube as well. Look at the DXY. I bought. I got into contract here in a home because it looked to me like the DXY had topped out. And if the DXY topped out, won't real estate prices start to rise? That's what I know. Maybe I'm not that smart, but I assume that's the case. And I could be wrong, but that's something that I'm looking at here, right, for Bitcoin. And these are the ideas that I'm going for, right? Hey, Sammy, what's the number of the history of thank you. Thank you for the $19.99, the $20 super chat. Thank you for the 2 super chats, $220 in super chats, and neither of them asked me for anything. They were just nice to me. Didn't even, you know what I mean? Pretty awesome. Someone says now stock, NOW, service now. Well, you can see it's below the daily 200 MA. It looks a lot like the DXY, and it's in a bear flag. So to me, that looks bearish, and it's high on the stochastics, and it's got a bearish divvy there too. It is near a fib retracement, but maybe it has to go back to that 786 first and come back, to the high volume node. If it loses that, look at the drop it could make though to 555. Cognizant and ServiceNow have introduced an AI-powered dispute management solution tailored for mid-market banks, enhancing operation efficiency in financial services. AI is going to start really taking over in the regular sector too as well. So this thing had a bearish divvy. As you can see, it swung down while it swung up. This is bearish divergence. The 21 was away from the 200. I teach you to get in when we're tight, to get out when we're not tight. Sorry, my hand slipped there. Service now. I mean, let's take a look at the 3-day chart. 3-day chart says it's time to accumulate like SWI or the altcoin. So it looks like it's an altcoin right now. Say it's in a falling wedge that breaks up 68% of the time, and it did come back. So previous support is resistance. I'd look for the daily to reset. Give the daily a few days. If the daily can get back above the 200 MA, that's when I would look to long it. You know, if you really believe in the company, then, you know, it's definitely oversold and it's a good place to buy, but it's a little high on the RSI, on the stochastics right now. It may drop a little more. It may get to 761 before it decides to turn around. But it could be wrong. Shout out to Crypto King for the $200 super chat. God bless you, man. Yeah. Sammy, what's the name of the history? Okay, yeah. Wow. Let's get the chats. Let's get the chat pumping here. I want to get some questions. I want to get some answers here. Let's go. I'd like to talk to each and every one of you. I'm right here. You got a guy that's been trading for 20 years. Ask a question. Let's have some fun. Let's go. Vibe with me, baby. Vibe with me. Let's go. 87,100 for Bitcoin. And we're in no trades at the moment, right? So, except for the Solana trade and the week's trade. So we're in the week's trade, the big time week's trade over here. Oh, weeks, oh, weeks, oh, weeks. Okay, so moving forward, let's take a look here at the daily market on crypto market cap over here. Altcoin season index, not even close. Bitcoin season. They'll tell you in altcoin season, right? Well, you got to buy altcoins in Bitcoin season before altcoin season. You know, you sell in altcoin season or begin to start to recognize the pump and begin to look at what's happening. Everyone waits for altcoin season. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did. If easy was easy, it would be easy. It's not easy. Nothing's easy over here. Mubarak still continuing to do damage, which is interesting, right? So Helium Network, bonk, Barachain still ripping to 846. I like that little move there too on Phantom, previously Phantom Sonic. Optimism, Celestia back at 378. Pancake Swap holding it down. I think that's going to be something worth trading in the last few days. Floki, Jitto, Near Protocol, nothing too crazy here. Still pretty flat in the altcoin market. Definitely beautiful prices. But I think SWI, still to me, it's only SWI, Solana. Like, you know, I would swing trade everything else. You know, SWI, Solana, and Ondo, only thing I would really be even slightly considering, maybe even some XRP or something. I don't know. But besides, and Bitcoin, really. For me, it's mainly BTC at this moment. And only premier altcoins. Yeah, everything else is just a little too sketchy at the present moment in time for me. I want to see more strength in the... See, I'm not buying the bottom of these altcoins anymore. I'm waiting for them to show strength, and I'm swing trading them when there's a lot of volume in the market. And then when I see the volume taper off even a little bit, I'm pulling back my liquidity, and I'm pulling back my volume. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to trade good volume, and that's it. All right. Remember, I teach class not this Saturday. Usually is the last Saturday, but we had to move it to April 5th. So if you want to jump into the class, there's still time, actually. Now you have an extra week, which is awesome. Hit the QR code to jump on into class April 5th. Can't wait to see you there. As well as Bitcoin Las Vegas. I really want to see people there. I just want to meet people, man. When I meet people, it makes my day. I have real conversations with the lifers. This trip was, for me, I live in Florida, and it was very inexpensive. The flight was like, I think it was like $400 or something. I mean, I guess I don't want to be rude. You never know. But it was like, as far as flights go, the round trip, I think it was like $350 round trip or something. It was not expensive. And I gave a link to my trading group to get a room very discount at the Venetian. So, and that will go pretty fast too. And that's, you could stay at the Venetian for a very, very little amount of money. So that's another thing you want to look into. All right. So look at this wick candle now. Like, this is something I would almost just observe. I like to see how this 4-hour candle closes. It closes in 20 minutes. What a candle, huh? What a candle. So Let's take a look at the 1 hour again. Wow, back to, yep. And see, you got just too far away from the 21-day moving average on that 5 minute, 7 minute time frame. Now we're locked back to the 21. This is where, if we're bullish, we'll get some fireworks. So we should get a bounce here now to the upside for Bitcoin. Generally speaking. 1 minute's on the smooth moving average too as well. I generally don't trade this because I learned that when you're below the 200 MA, it could be worse. So I used to take this every time because I didn't know any better. Now what I would do is I would flag this out and I would wait for the flag to form. If the flag formed, I would take the trade. The old me would take the trade right now. It is an aggressive entry. Sometimes it bounces and I wish I was the old me. But I'm an old man now and I don't trade the same way. I trade more conservatively than I used to. And, it pans out better over time. I just have more confirmations now because I've seen more price action, so I don't do the same stuff I used to do. I change it up a little bit. Shout out to everybody here. I didn't get a chance to see how many people were watching. I've been so enthralled into the stream, but may God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to all the beautiful people here on the live. 1,711 people here on the live, 627 likes. Thank you for jumping on in. $297 in chat revenue. You guys gave $300 in chat revenue. Unbelievable. Blessings on blessings to be alive. Thank you so much for everybody that came out to the live. So it's just like a crazy liquidation event. Catch a quick little scalp long back to the upside, and then I would lay low most of the day and see if there's just, make sure we don't lose the 200 MA on that 1 hour time frame. Make sure we stay inside this insane, almost a bullish rectangle on the 1 hour time frame, but a bull flag nonetheless. And now you're watching to see if the 5 minute can come through and bounce off this, really the 50 moving, the 55 minute moving average now, but the 50 moving average there on the 5 minute time frame. Shoulder, head and shoulder, bit of cup and handle vibes. Let's see if we can make it happen to the upside. Right? It's Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. All right. Wow, what a day. What a day. Heavy volatility. But this is like a really good day for learning. If you stuck with me throughout this day, you saw how we bounced off the 1 hour 200 MA. Right? You saw how we ended up staying inside the pattern and how things kind of stayed true. So really good day for learning. Like you don't get to see that all the time. Like this is an epic day how we bounce right. Look at that. Saved by the bell. Liquidations back to the upside. Still not in love with everything. It's still not amazing. I could see someone said it looks somewhat like a Bart Simpson. It could look somewhat Bart Simpson-esque for sure. I'm open-minded to all that. I mean, it does have some, you could say it has a head and shoulder vibes with a double-topped head, inside of the head and shoulder for sure. I'm with that. I'm open-minded to anything, everybody. And we take it one step at a time. This morning, I saw head and shoulder on the 1 minute that ended up playing out. It was crazy. So we've been bearish, then we've been bullish. We've been back and forth all day on the smaller time frames because we kept losing that 200 MA on the 4 hour, which is sketch. So now, look, now we're getting, we're not getting the love here. So I'm not making a trade anymore. I can't believe I traded what I did on Thursday already with the treachery. I was in and out just lightly. And I did show you how to maintain and how to protect the purse, though. Man, what a day to be alive. Every single day is a day to learn. If you lost money today, you learned a lesson. And you have to take that lesson as happy as winning money. Everyone wants the money to be up and down, but here's a cool thing. When you lose, winning will feel that much better. I know it doesn't sound amazing, but it's like when you soar and you hurt yourself and then weeks later it goes away. It's so much nicer to know that you're not in pain anymore. It's not fun to be in pain, but when it goes away, it's going to be great, right? So these are just things that kind of sit on my mind when whenever I go through any ups and downs in trading, because you're going to go through downs in trading. That's what nobody wants to talk about, right? The fact that you're going to lose. Everyone wants to say you're going to win all the time and just focus on the wins. I'm here 100 days straight, you know, actually way more than that, right? Thousands of days straight now. We haven't taken a day off this channel since February of 2021. We haven't taken not one day off from the channel since February of 2021. It's been a battle of consistency. I put this channel, you know, above everything else in my life besides my kids and my family, and thank God, like, nothing has happened that has taken me away from the channel, right? I don't know how we haven't had, you know, thank the Lord, I say, I haven't had any plane delays, anything that has happened that, you know, and if we have missed, we've been able to come back and still start the show a little later or do something. I think the day of the hurricane, it was the one day I actually lost, you know, and when my internet cut out a couple times, like at like 11:15, 11:30, those are like the only things that have happened in the last couple years. So I thank God every time, because like the fact that you go live stream every day on the internet and technology, right? Like I need the internet to work every single day for us to meet everyone and for us to grow the channel. And so it's like everything is high risk, man, when you're out there on your own. It's a risk, you know, YouTube's a risk many people would not take. Remember that, you know. I'd like to see where the daily candle closes today. I'd like to watch that 4 hour and just really rest. I wouldn't go too hard today. See where the daily candle closes. They're going to play with low liquidity and people that are kind of indifferent today. Now, you can either set your daily long with a stop below this area and walk away like I did on weeks. You know, I've committed to the win or the loss on weeks, and it is what it is. Thank God I survived today. I consider it very lucky that I survived that. And we'll go from there. So, and that's it. Nothing else you could do. Like, I don't force it. You know, everyone thinks trading is this in and out all the time. I mean, yeah, there's 1 minute scalps, but it's all about planning. It's all about taking a deep breath, and it's all about just kind of not moving too fast, man. The traders that make the most money open trades on the daily, sit there for 2-3 weeks at a time, and then sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, look, I'm going to delete everything again and just kind of neat it up. So where do we stand one more time today? Well, the idea is we broke out of the broadening falling wedge. We retested the top of the wedge a few times now. Okay. And we want to see this turn into a flag and break out. You know, maybe it goes a little lower too. It could go sideways a little lower. It could go all the way back to 85.8. Still be bullish as long as it doesn't break the 200 MA. I'm okay with it. I'm completely okay with it. 92,000. I understand, yeah, you know. And so that's the one thing that I'm looking at, right? And overbought on the stochastics, RSI, and the MACD too as well, right? Just, you know, yeah. But it's still crossing the dotted line. I've seen momentum come from there, so it's not the worst. And really, this 4 hour, man, has been very precarious. What an interesting little bird. Of course, it wasn't going to make a nice little flag and just break out for Sammy and just boom like it was supposed to right there. It was going to come back. I mean, the third touch, though. We usually do get third touch on the pennant. But this is completely still in play here for Bitcoin. 91.8. And a stop loss below the wick now could definitely be, you know, a viable idea. Basically what I'm doing right now on weeks. So I have this trade. I'm taking this trade. Like whether it's a great idea or not, I'm taking it. I'm willing to lose or willing to win. All right. So there we are. And there we were, right? So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Right now, the 1 hour doesn't look amazing. Could roll over on us too. Small time frames seem to be getting a little bearish, right? So, yeah. You can see the pattern's a little different from the 4 hour to the 1 hour. It looks nice on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, it's a little more sketchy. You know, it's telling me that throughout the day, we're probably going to get some sideways price action on the 1 hour time frame. Next 5 to 6 hours, maybe something like this. But it almost says that like tonight, we need to know what's going to happen here. This thing could definitely pump and It could be tonight. So interesting. Bitcoin definitely has my eye here. And then we're watching to see if this can break out and make the flag here on this 5-minute time frame. There we go. Signs of life for the bulls. Aggressive entry. That's an extremely aggressive entry right there. Doesn't mean it can't be made. It just means it's aggressive. Like the odds of getting, and aggressive means the odds of losing are higher. Right? But the gaining a good gain because you're catching the absolute bottom, or it could be there. So like you may be actually catching the exact bottom of the day with the higher low there. Like it may never go lower than 86.6 for the rest of the day. It's already up $300 right after the bounce. We could, you know, and so, but it, control your emotions, wait for it to consolidate. Chance it does boom out of here too to the upside. You got low stochastics. Remember, I'm in a trade. I don't feel forced to have to scalp this now. I'll look at it just for fun. 89,126. The stop would be somewhere at about what? 86,650. All right. Bang, 121 to 930. And we have oversold stochastics RSI. This is MEXC. I like trading on MEXC. It has barely any fees compared to anybody else, so it's the least amount of fees in the game. Super high risk. You know what I'm saying? Like very high risk. It would have been nice to catch the wick. You'd already you could sell already, right? So I was like, oh, I took the aggressive entry. And once I look at it, I'm always like, well, we crack 87, we hold it, we continue to pump. Altcoins still aren't like, nearly on the radar though. We did find out a new coin. 65 cents. It's holding pretty nicely. Squeeze really been the winner. I put out the 3-day chart, talked about accumulating it. I put out coins and I gave you guys beautiful charts of coins that I showed they were in the high value area of oversold regions. Again, you got to do what you want. It has to fit your parameters. I'm not a financial advisor, but I put out as many charts as I could that were oversold in the 3-day chart. And I showed you guys which ones that I was getting into in the trading group. We went over it, talked about it. We'll go over it tonight. Tonight is the weekly screen share. Every single Thursday night, we go over it. It will be about at 9 o'clock tonight. So get ready for that. We're going to go over token metrics, have some fun, look at my portfolio, see what happened, talk about the Bitcoin moves. Sometimes we've live traded. It looks like there will be some fireworks tonight, so it's going to be a good time to be together. So even if you join the trading group just to join that, like you might join the trading group tonight or hit the link right now in the QR code. So look, you could join my trading group right now by hitting this link right here and going to cryptolifer.com. All right. When you go to cryptolifer.com, what's going to happen, right, is you can hit subscribe. And if you join there, you'll have access to our weekly screen share tonight, where I go over my portfolio, do a mind share, talk about mentality. It's a bit of a mentorship process too, I really believe, every week. So if that gets you going and something you want, you beg, man, I'd like to spend an extra 2 hours with you tonight. People say it's worth $99 a month, just that four times a month. So it's up to you. I'd love to see you in there. Yep. God bless you, brother. So, and girls, guys and girls. So Bitcoin is getting a pump here to the upside. Almost up 3% again. Can I be the king of 3%? It'd be so cool. But yeah, let's see what happens. Strong move there with the low stochastic. This could be our higher low bump to the upside for BTC. A lot of trading, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of grinding. It never ends. Free and greed, as we covered, is at 40. And I saw a super chat there that I think I may have missed here. Join your group after watching your daily for a few weeks. You were right. Nobody working as hard as you in the space. Your style and approach has been the most beneficial I've come across since 2017. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, man. Brooks. God bless you. Thank you so much for saying it. I mean, some people have been in almost every trading group there is. And that is, the guy spent $100 to tell the world that my trading group is on point, man. I'm telling you, I have the nicest people in my group. I get hit with the best karma. If I'm not, how am I not doing something right if someone's sending $100 to tell you that the trading group's worth getting into? Like, if that doesn't show you, the actions speak louder than the words. Like, I don't have to say a word. Just hear what's happening here on the channel. Be a part of it. Don't fight the feeling. Be a part of something amazing. We're making something awesome here, and we know it. I have people that are in my trading group that I see on a daily basis that know me. They hang out with me, and they talk about how the strategy has helped them in so many ways, shapes, and form. And how they use it all the time, and how the gains of, you know, it's just nuts. Like, these are people I meet, like, not even just, like, I face-to-face see the people in my group. It's not like someone who sells a trading group and they don't want to see those people, right? Some internet thing that they just kind of, no, man, I want to meet everyone in my trading group. I want you to be a part of my life. I love what's going on. I love the community we've built. People pick me up from the airport that are in the trading group. It's really awesome. Like, it's a good feeling. I like what God has given me with the trading group. Way more than monetary value. It's about the connections I'm making with the people in the group. It's awesome. It's just been a blessing, man. Everything that cryptocurrency has brought into my life has been a blessing. But, you know, I had the mentality that anything in my life was going to be a blessing. I was going to make my life a blessing. I drove down the street the other day and I saw outside a house and it said happiness is a choice. And I said, it really is. Like, you can decide to be happy or you can decide to be upset. It's up to you. Yeah. I'm in many trading groups and been trading stocks since the 1980s. Nobody covers it all like the 99. It's not just a trading group. It's a mentoring group. Amen. Thank you. God bless you, Crypto Billy. And this is a successful man that has made it, you know. He's not blowing smoke. He's telling you the truth. So. So VISTA, someone wanted to look at it. I mean, kind of an inverted head and shoulder there. Let's see it get tight. It's starting to show some love. 2 hours above. Let's see how the 3 hour is. Yep. 4 hour just got above the 200 MA. I mean, that's a bullish sign. You get in right there, stop loss below, and see how far it could take you for sure. I like what you're looking at here for VISTA. You may be onto something with a pump up to 15. A nice pump today already, right? I mean, it ripped from 8 to 10, so it's above the 200 MA on the 4 hour time frame. That creates a catalyst for movement. We went over why the bots keep it moving, you know. You got to keep a positive mindset no matter what's happening in your life. That's how you make it into the best mindset. And then things just start to go your way. And you're like, how do things keep going my way? You're like, I keep saying thank you, and I keep keeping a positive mindset. I pray to God every night that I'm safe and healthy and that my kids are safe and healthy. I stay humble no matter what, right? You got to stay humble. You know, I asked to stay humble. I said, dear Lord, my channel's blowing up. People are getting to know me. All right, I've made more money in the last few years. My life has changed drastically. Bitcoin has ripped up to 100,000. You know, we've seen some huge things. And please keep me humble no matter what. You know, please keep me humble no matter what. Please keep me humble no matter what. Amen. Amen. What does the pumps of IMX tell us about the trend and the TA? I think it would be nice if you reached out. Shout out to Media Vibes and the Goose. Yeah. And many trading groups have been trading stocks since the 1980s. Nobody covers it. Thank you for saying that, man. That's nice of you. And Thursdays, man. Crazy volatility today. I bet a lot of people got just beat out the market and got soured. They definitely wrecked a lot of people today, for sure. And got people sour. I could definitely see that. Good thing tonight to screen share my favorite night of the week. God bless you, man. Thank you. Shout out to Crypto Costa. Thank you. Sam, I registered with your link for BITUNIX. Thank you. I don't know. I'll ask someone there. I'll ask Jamie. That's a Jamie question, honestly, man. I don't have time to answer those types of questions. I wish I could, but I have people that will do that. Like, I made sure if I can't do something, someone else will. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Can you give your opinion on Chainlink's chart? Let's just take a look at the super chats here and see what's happening on the fan funding side. So we have infinite growth. Good morning. Can you do analysis on S&P? We did that. Can you take a look at now? We did that. Pump 7 at HQ, live for life. You know, blah, blah, blah. Oh, maybe it does. Hey, my dad copy trade you and retire. Getting old. Funny. Bitcoin will rise like a cobra. Shorters beware. I love that guy. You're the man. Bitcoin copied the same move from yesterday. It did. Shout out to Amanda Madero. She nailed it. Meet you at Greg Cardone at home. You had a great man. Keep it up, brother. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. Shout out to ACU, BTC. Thank you, man. Nice to hear you. Nice to hear from you again. Mystic Flowers, we're looking at Vista. Thank you. We got the $20 super chat from TVY. And thank you so much for being nice. Just expressing my gratitude for everything you teach. God bless you, brother. So many nice people, man, that are super nice to me. I don't pay attention to anything else. I want to give you a hug and thank you. Shout out to Ricardo. I'll see you. I love you, man. I want to thank you, brother, for being nice to me. Not everybody's so nice to me. Some people are pretty nasty. 5-minute interacting with the 21. Thank you, Infinite Growth. Sam, when I meet you, I'm going to shake your hand, but I might hug you. I love you. Most people hug me. When I meet livers, man, we have pretty big hugs, brother. When I meet the livers that are really passionate about being livers, it's a deep meeting. Just like so much comes out, we're just like, wow, like I'm like, I know your pain, like I know what it's like, I know. And you're like, I'm free, man. Like you helped me free myself from a mentality that wasn't helping me. And so when people meet me, like there's just this light that comes out. I feel really strange, but when I meet people that I've helped or that have been in the group, it is like, and that's really why I want to see so many people at Bitcoin Las Vegas, because it'll hit me hard, man. It'll hit me hard. Shout out to Mike Lee. Sweet, please. Guess what? You rocking it. Shout out to Oliver Colson. We love you, man. Thank you. Let's take a look at Sui and see what's happening to Sui. So I wanted to see Sui bounce out of this flag, and it did a little bit. May have to be quick to cover on a stop, though, the way it's moving. Right? It's a little treachery now. A little bit of bearish div now, too. As you can see, it flattened out on the RSI. But it continued to push up on price action. You ever get that feeling in your head from the headphones? It's like doing something to your brain. I look at SWI just like I look at Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's bearish, SWI will remain bullish. I mean, if Bitcoin's bullish, SWI will remain bullish. So you want to just make this flag here, and you want to flag SWI out at this point. This is what I would be doing. This is what I am doing. I show you guys exactly what I know how to do. I'm not a genius. I'm not saying my strategy is the greatest thing since sliced bread. There's all sorts of stuff out there. I firmly believe by using the Tutoring, you will have way more control over the markets than most 99% of people. And then if you use proper risk management and some other tips and tricks that I give you guys, then you'll be pretty spot on. But it takes time, and nothing is guaranteed and nothing is overnight. Yeah, I would flag this out. Look for this to continue sideways. That tells me that SWI is likely going to continue to pump here to the upside. Chance SWI makes some gains, and stop losses below 265. Stay safe as we head to $3.07. Yeah, I just see some possible continuation here for SWI. And if I was, again, I'm trading altcoins very lightly. There's not a lot of coins I would be trading, but you guys know I love my SWI. Back and forth. It's the only thing I DC'd into when it was down at like 210, 220. And we went over it. I really like it on the 3-day chart. If you look at my 3-day call, I gave it on the 3-day here. This is still open. And the entry was there at 223, and we're ripping. So if you got in when I did, down in the 210s, 220s, you're in the money now for SWI. And it was a bigger, like what I called an ascending cup and handle. I got the smaller time frame stuff on there that's going to block this. But the idea is, we bought here because the 3-day was oversold. When the 3-day chart's very oversold and near the 200 MA, it's a very good time to buy. And now someone's like, well, I don't know about the big time frames. Show me the smaller. So I'm showing you the 1 hour. So I'm the guy that gives you the big time frame, but I also zoom in and give you the small time frame. Really kind of crucial. We see Bitcoin hold 87,000. It's kind of a psychological key level here as well for BTC. And that's sweet. God bless anyone that sent in a super chat. Thank you so much. in Vegas for the week during the conference. Let me know if you need a helper. Mike Lee, that's dope. I appreciate it. You never know. I always need someone to do something, coordinate the group. I don't know, get something going. I mean, you know, we could even come up with something together. You never know. Thank you. Just email us with your phone number so we have it on call. My wife will have a list of people, right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. It was an amazing live. Thank you for being here. Sui looks interesting. Honestly, I might even trade it. Let's take a look at Sui here. And I very rarely trade alts. And it is Thursday. Oh, wow, you can trade USD. Zero fee on Sui too right now. You see that? Zero fee for trading it on the perpetual. I mean, you can't hate on that. So same idea is going for the fact that this flag may hold. Now, very high risk, high reward. That's why I don't trade altcoins a lot, because I like my 1-to-3s and you don't get a lot of room, and then you have to go 3 for 9. And the next thing you know, you could just, I can see how people lose boatloads of money on altcoins. Because like me being super conservative, like if I bring this down to like, I don't know, 6x, even there, I usually do it at like a 2x. Any above a 3x, 4x is treachery. They give you high liquidations. They're very close to your price. You know, it's just, you don't get any of the leeway. Like if you're used to trading Bitcoin and then you have to trade altcoins, it's almost like it's unfair. You're like, whoa. How am I supposed to do this? You know, I'm pretty bullish though on this. And after that event, that liquidation there on that wick there, 265. I can afford it, you know what I mean? I can afford the long, no, but 230 for 6.7, yeah, it's almost 225. It looks like something's gonna brew here for Sui, so I'm gonna take the trade. I'll show you guys later on what happens in my trading group, and we'll go from there. All right, but this is what I like what I'm seeing, and no fees too with oversold stochastic. It's just what I do. 21-day moving average. Let's see if we can get the move. Probably a little overbought on the bigger time frames, like the 4-hour. Not too bad though, and it's above the 200 MA. It's a good chance you could just keep the stop below the 4-hour 200 MA, and this thing becomes a monster trade. This might be becoming a big one. You know, we'll see. I might be able to hold it for a month. Keep moving those stops. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. May God bless everyone that sent a super chat, anyone that came through. I want to make sure, I believe I hit everybody up, but thank you for Infinite Growth, Hugo Gomez, Toby, ACU BTC, ATU5 BTC, Amanda, TVY, Mystic Flowers, Ricardo Arcia, I love you, man. Infinite Growth, Ricardo again, Mike Lee, and Oliver Colson. And I hope I didn't miss anyone there. God bless it. Oh yeah, NY Guy 30RR with the, wow, a $20 super chat too. Wow, you people are super nice, man. Over $300 in super chats. You people are blessed. That's a steak dinner and more. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I'll be back tomorrow for another beautiful, absolutely amazing Kick Butt live stream. And we'll do what we do every single day. May God bless you. Thank you so much for being here, sharing the most precious asset, which is your time. I'll be back tomorrow with another amazing live stream. Stay strong, stay mentally focused and disciplined. Stop losses, risk management, and you can take a hit and come back easily when you do that. If not, you're going to get liquidated and taken out the game. It's going to be very hard for you to come back mentally over and over again if you don't follow the rules. Everybody, I listen to so many billionaires and multimillionaires, and even, you know, a teacher that makes 40 grand a year in a small town, but she loves what she does. And they all taught me what the secret to success was. It's not about money. It's as long as you're achieving something that you think is a worthy path in life. Like if you wanted to be a teacher in a small town and you're making 60 grand, you're awesome. Like you're doing it. Like that's what you decided to do with your life. You are not a failure. We need everyone to give to society. You may change the lives of many, many people. And that's bigger than someone could make billions of dollars and never know the beauty and the value that you know through how you change somebody's lives. I learned that through changing people's lives with my channel. There's a huge value to that. Like, what do you truly want to do with your life? Do you want to change people's lives? What's the legacy? But the whole point is I talked to all these people. I've read all these books. I studied and studied and studied success, and they all told me what the secret to success was. There's a number one secret to success. The secret to success is getting started.